Hello, everybody. Welcome to the fifth episode of something we finally got a name for. Um, Unfortunately, no one commented, so we had to actually think. And we're going to call it the Slimy-Wolf Crypto Talk. It makes me kind of sound like a slime ball that I think about it now, but it's already stuck. We're going with it.
Done
Um,
deal.
and just a little disclaimer that we will be looking to use Anchor FM to get this on more platforms. And if it does get to a monetizing state, we have decided to split it up at 40% me, 35% slime time, 15% into our the community wallet program that if you don't know, definitely check out, and 10% to Wolf Sanctuary, which is still yet to be determined. So with that said, hopefully you can find us on Spotify soon.
Absolutely.
So or Apple Podcasts, whatever your preferred method is. But let's jump into it. It's been a really rough week for crypto today. There are a few lights in the storm, or however, I just literally woke up an hour ago, so that probably didn't make sense. But yeah, some silver linings in the storm. That's it.
There we go. Yeah.
But do you want to start with good or bad, Slime?
We might as well go with the bad because there's always more bad. It seems like the last few weeks has been more bad than it has been good.
Yeah. So I mean, my biggest one, if you follow me on Twitter, and they actually been doing a little more on the advertising side than news side. So I do apologize for that, but it's just really disheartening to see with what happened with Rainship.
Yeah. Yeah, most definitely.
If you're unclear, they had a person who originally developed the contract who was no longer with the team. I guess they did not see as a good fit. Ended up putting a code or a function to siphon out any wallets connected to the contract that interacted with the contract. So it started with government regulations, with the US now possibly looking at NFTs as a security. So this kind of messed up their whole game plan. So they were in the process of refunding everyone and preparing for a relaunch of some sort. They didn't actually technically launch yet, so I don't know if relaunch is the right word, but they this dev then in, in ran this function through the contract, which was taking everyone's DAI out of their wallet, which was what was getting refunds. They ended up stealing something like $7,500 worth of DAI.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And unfortunately, we see a lot of these rogue devs. So to anybody out there who's looking to start a project, I can't recommend enough to meet everyone in person that's going to be on your team. I know
Right.
it's hard in this space, but safety is probably the most important thing. Any thoughts on that? On anything I said,
You
Slime?
know, the yeah, it's amazing how many devs have been doing this and none of them have been getting caught or none of them have been getting like prosecuted, I guess you'd say.
Gotta love
But,
that Assure KYC, don't you?
well, and that's another thing. That's this not trying to jump on another project, but some information was passed along today actually about a new project that launched yesterday, Server Tech. They love assured KYC, but for some reason, because they are a part and of many this has come to light, this is information that I feel is pretty safe to that's been documented from some good sources that they have used assured KYC every single time on the multiple projects that they have run. And it's almost like, okay, what do we need this assured KYC anymore? Obviously, you're not doing. What's the point if these people are just going to continue to rug? Like nobody's getting. And that's the thing about we always have to remember that crypto right now is considered the wild wild west. There are no regulations. There are no laws technically, unless you can catch the person yourself and maybe have enough evidence to get them prosecuted on a law that is already out there, because there really is no laws against crypto or stealing of crypto, because the government doesn't, I guess, see crypto right now as something to throw laws at. I mean, I'm sure they're trying to come down the pipeline with regulations and things like that, but and the ones that are getting away with it the most, it seems like, is the devs, because the people are wanting to get the projects out so quick and so fast, because they feel if they don't get it out today and they wait till tomorrow, then it's over. It's done with. The hype is gone. Then nobody's going to buy in. Nobody's going to purchase. Nobody's going to jump in. And so they don't get it audited. They don't get their code audited. To me, that would be don't get me wrong, I'm all for doxing. I'm all for knowing who the people are, or trying to know who the people are, but I'd rather them get their code audited and know that their code is solid and secured with the utmost non-possibilities of being hacked or being exploited or anything like that. To me, that is way better than, oh, hey, this is Steve, he's from California, he's only been in crypto for 2 years, or 2 months, but they didn't get the code audited and they're rushing it to launch. And no, I'm not trying to knock Rainship by any means or anything like that, because he is Nick seemed like he was doing the right thing. He's still trying to do the right thing and giving everybody refunds and all that kind of stuff. But it's putting bad names for all the devs that are actually trying to do good out there. And it's mind blowing to me that it's been mostly the devs that have been doing it.
I actually looked at the because in the process he lost money too. I think he said he lost like close to $10,000 doing the refunds, trying to get the refunds after what happened or something like that. But it's it's bad. I feel really bad for him. And being like the community I have, being a community first, I couldn't sit around and just not try and help. So there is a store that I have, wolfpupstore.com, that I have a helping range ship collection that 100% of the profits will go to the recovery efforts of this. Nick is also selling the Compass NFTs that were supposed to be airdropped as a charity, that 100% of all the sales will also go to the recovery. So I know.
Yeah, I don't mean to interrupt you, but like you're going above and beyond, and like that's awesome. Like because you don't see that in this space. You don't see people jumping and putting in the time and effort that I know you have, which nobody else sees that behind the scenes of you losing sleep trying to help get this guy what is necessarily things that he needs to get to his community, and we don't have enough of that. And like you're doing way more than 95% of this space, and it's awesome.
Thanks, but like it is disheartening to see like no sales on my end so far. Only 2 sales of the Compass NFTs, which I actually was one of them and did a video on it, and the community that we have is voting on it. Should be voted today. But anybody, if you could help, I'm gonna be trying to do a donation wallet as well, and maybe a few other ideas. We need to get these people their money back. If it was you, you would want your money back too. And plus, if these were new investors, this is gonna hurt crypto overall because they may never want to try crypto again, which I
Right.
wouldn't blame them for if that's the case. But this is why we need to get the money back to build a stronger crypto community. Uh, Build one that cares for one another and doesn't rug pull one another. Uh, then get more people in. If we get more money into crypto, it'll make everybody wealthier because you have more money coming in, and hopefully we can get out of this horrible, horrible crash we're in. What is the AVAX right now? It's like $28 last I saw before I went to bed at this morning. I
Like
can't say last
it was
night.
still that yeah, it was still below 30 last time I looked this afternoon. Bitcoin is down to 28 and Ethereum is at 18, I want to say. So everything is definitely down. We can get to that 85% dip, maybe. Just like I don't see it happening like hopefully not right now, because then that's um you know I'm not seeing us boost back up like right now is what I'm trying to get at. But I feel like an 85% dip will be like the lowest, like 85% for like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Like, of course, other projects have dipped way lower than that, Luna being one of them, of course. But Bitcoin and Ethereum, they kind of run the show for the market. And when they're down, everything else is pretty much down.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is not financial advice, obviously, uh, because I don't work in finance at all, and I would never want to work in finance at all. But I think this is a perfect opportunity to just personally, and what I'm doing is do my best to stock up on chain coins that I think will go far. I got some AVAX that I'm building up to put into a delegator. I'm going to be looking at Solana and probably doing a delegator for them so also if this continues to be as down as it is. Of course, we'll be looking at Ethereum. Um, I think I think like looking at your chain coins and your main coins at this point is what's going to help you personally. It may not help the projects you're in so much, but as long as you're not selling those to get these coins, um, I think this is a really good opportunity for people to, because you're always going to need chain coins. And if it's a good chain, the value's going to go up,
Yep.
but you're always going to need them for gas anyway. So why not do something with them that you can get? Like, for example, even though Avalanche validators do not pay that much, they are consistent. They are probably the safest staking you can do. Well, not Avalanche specifically, but chain coin validators. Probably one of the safest stakings you could do. And when you get your returns, you got at least so much free gas. That's just my thoughts on it. So that's why I'm
No,
trying to
yeah,
build up with Avalanche.
I totally agree. Chain coins, blockchain coins, network coins, they to me are the ones right now that people, in my opinion, always do your own research. Never go off two guys who just like crypto. Um,
Or one Slimy-Wolf.
yeah, one Slimy-Wolf. Yes, definitely look into chain coins. And to me, I feel like this is going to be the time where we're going to see where not only how Ethereum has kind of been the head runner, but maybe one or the other ones kind of not necessarily catches up to ETH, but kind of is like right there behind them. More along the lines of like this, like a true number two versus all of them. Everybody's categorized them together, and they had ETH by themselves. I feel like one is going to come out You're still going to have ETH on top, and then you're going to have one that's going to be a distinctive number 2, and then you're going to have the rest of the pack kind of sitting back there.
I just hope it's not BNB. I just for some reason don't like them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't put my finger
to
on
be
it.
honest
But
with you, I don't think it'll be them.
I'm thinking.
I'm thinking, Avalanche has a great opportunity because a lot of people are using Avalanche. But I will have to throw in one that hasn't hit yet, has a true possibility, but we don't know. But we never know. But Pulse Chain has an opportunity. They do have an opportunity, but we won't know until like they actually go to main, actually launch. So we won't know.
I do think Solana or Matic should be on that running list too, just because how popular NFTs are. I'm probably thinking NFTs are going to be more focused with Solana than Matic, but Matic is trying to get more NFTs going. So I think I actually think probably Solana over Matic, but I mean I guess we really never know until we can just find someone to develop that remote in the Adam Sandler's movie Click.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh,
Absolutely. And that's also another thing is where like I would also look at true nodes or true abilities to stake as well right now.
like the validators I was talking about.
Like validators or projects or decentralized projects that run nodes as well. Validators and then also like nodes like Presearch is a great one to get into. It is
Flux.
Flux is another one. Presearch runs off of the ecosystem of Flux. Flux is another great one to get into. Presearch is a little bit easier to get into, but you're actually, if you're not good with hardware or computer equipment, the great thing is that you can run VPSs for just about any of these. All of them allow you to be able to run a VPS, and you don't have to build or hook anything up. And there are plenty of YouTube videos out there on how to run a VPS, as well as if you want to run a Flux VPS or a Presearch VPS. There are several YouTube videos out there on all those.
For the people who are just really starting to get into crypto, I mean, I know what it is, but can you just go over what a VPS is?
Okay,
VPS. They might not even know what a VPN is. Some people,
right? True. Very, very true. VPS is a virtual. Was it processing system?
I don't know basically what it stands for.
Yeah,
I know it's a virtual.
Well, I mean, basically, it's a virtual. It's a virtual computer. Basically, is what a VPS is. It's a virtual computer that you can run. You can plenty of companies sites out there. You can actually use Amazon. Amazon offers that as well now. So basically you go in and choose how many CPUs, how much RAM, how much memory, not memory, but yeah,
stuff like that.
Well, how many gigs of hard drive space as well. Basically, you're picking out your computer, but it's run in a some building way away from wherever you are, and all you have to do is put it together on their website and then click start. Now, of course, you'll have to pay a fee, a monthly fee to run these.
Yeah, and if it's 8 cores compared to 2 cores, it's going to be a higher price.
Right. Yes. As you build the computer up, the system up, yes, of course, it's always going to cost more. So, like, you could run a 1 CPU with 2 gigs of RAM and a 15 gig hard drive for maybe $5 or less a month. I think.
Do they have those processors that are like 28 cores you could hyperthread?
I haven't. I've only tried to build the small one, so I haven't actually looked at trying to pay $500 a month for a VPS right now.
Just go and get one for myself.
Yeah, dude, I could see maybe some of the companies doing that. The company that I've used is called Linode. They run a great VPS service, and there's hundreds of them out there, and basically Flux has videos they have on their white paper how to do all of this, as well as Presearch, as well as any other type of project that you may find if you're searching real node projects. 99% of them allow you to run a VPS, and so you don't actually have to build a computer. But the great thing about most of these is that you stake your tokens to the node, so you can earn while your node is earning you money or earning you other like more tokens. And so the great thing about that versus all the fake nodes, most of the time you put the tokens in and they're gone. You don't ever get them back. They're spent. They're burnt. These you stake them, and 9 times out of 10 you're able to, like, if you're like, okay, I'm done, I'm not doing this anymore, I can pull those tokens back out, I can unstake them and then sell them. That's another great aspect to it.
There was something that I was looking at. I can't remember what it was. It was kind of like a node in a way that emp. And yeah. So that's actually something else. I guess if you're good with that, unless you want to keep talking about that.
No, I mean, we can go ahead.
That actually is a good segue into the lighter side. I haven't checked it today, but as of 2 days ago, AMP started printing again. And what I meant, they have nodes, but I don't do the nodes. It pretty much, when you put in a boardroom when it is printing, it does give the rewards like nodes, but of course, if it's under peg, it won't print. Um, but that's one kind of what I was referring to, where it's not burned funds. I mean, once you interact with it, you have to wait, I think it's 4 days, but you're free to take out your funds whenever you want. And it's not just AMP, there's, because that's on BNB, there's Grape, which is on Avalanche. These are all forks off of Tomb, which is on Phantom. So like all these chain coins probably have one, at least the main three that I focus on do. Um, I don't know if fruit parties like that. I know that was being talked about in my group, and apparently it's not going too well. What exactly is fruit party?
Fruit Party was just basically something like, it wasn't an auto staking. It was just an AVAX reward pool with a daily return
Okay.
and a low dev fee, basically. Right now, the contract has 164 AVAX in it, and it did get up to 500, and so now it's completely dropped. So don't get into Fruit Party. That's my opinion right now. Just don't do it. Just don't go for it. It's not worth it. If those type of reward pools are the quick ins and quick outs, you can get in before it builds up to its peak and compound a little bit and build your pool a little bit. And then when you see that it gets to the top and starts selling, then you just start claiming as much as you can.
I personally won't don't do that, and I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. But of course, you could do what your own thing is. Reason being, one, you don't know when it's going to start dropping, and two, you're hurting a lot of people in the process.
Yeah, you have to constantly watch day in and day out, especially small ones like that. Now the bigger ones, that will do, because that goes into farming as well, where you have the liquidity pools and farming on top of those, where they have the outrageous APYs, APRs as well. And those do the same thing. All of the reward pools and farming, they all kind of do the same thing. They're not there to last. They, you everybody dumps in and builds it up, and then you just earn as much as you can. And when you start seeing the percentages drop, then you start taking out.
I mean, I always the belief of, like, when you see all these big YouTubers saying, "Yeah, make sure you get back your interest or your investment, and then start compounding." And I always was a belief that I like personally splitting that,
Mhm.
because I'm not made of money, and I want to get higher levels, and I'm not like these YouTubers who can quote unquote buy $8,000 nodes.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many actually are actually buying or not. I see some with spreadsheets saying they put this much in, but I have not seen one showing a transaction of them actually transferring funds. I could be wrong, and if I am, please let me know. But like personally with my videos, I try to show transactions like that so you can see I am being upfront.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely.
and like you said before, no names being dropped, but you were
Yeah.
part of a project where they were getting charged a lot of money to just be reviewed on a YouTube channel.
Right. Yeah, those I don't like at all. At
But
all.
there's I do want to cover safety as well. I actually just did a YouTube video on Ledger and what happened with Rainship. I think covering safety is something, especially after this week, that needs to be done, especially with server, which it's funny because I actually asked them in why their AMA was pre-vetted questions. And I'll give them that they did respond back fairly quickly. They said it's because these were the most common questions. That's not, in my opinion, an AMA though.
Yeah, no, it's not. AMA, that stands for Ask Me Anything. So I mean, like, that's the whole purpose of an AMA. Ask me anything.
It's
So that I can be as open as free as possible. So that way I am there not only to answer the questions that you have, but also you're trying to gain trust in me. Now, that's the whole purpose of an AMA.
yeah, in my eyes that wasn't an AMA. In my eyes that was an AMAAIDIIA. Ask me anything, and if I decide I like it, I definitely did not get that correct. But you get my point.
Yeah,
Listen, I am working on. I haven't been awake for more than 2 hours yet, and it takes me 3 hours for my coffee to kick in. So you get my point.
Oh yeah, I got you. I got you. Ask me anything, and I'll answer the ones that I like to answer.
Yeah,
Basically.
yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
But yeah, security is definitely a huge thing that needs to be pushed more than it is in this realm, because it seems to me that people, even though they're not trustworthy, they're more trustworthy than they come out to be, or they think that they're so gonna jump on something and be a quick millionaire because all they've seen is people talk, the people that they've heard talk about crypto are the ones in the YouTube videos where they're millionaires, and didn't show that, oh hey, they lost $100,000 a year before they got lucky and hit it big.
Or you
And
get
so they jump at everything. And what I'm getting at is they jump at like anything that pops up in front of them. So like any kind of scam that will pop up in front of them. It doesn't matter how many times the moderators in Discords or anybody say, "Hey, we won't DM you." They could say that 100 times a day, and it still people will fall for those DMs because the scammers are just that good. They make it look so legit that you, instead of being quick to click, be quick to read, be quick to look, be quick to, pick it out piece by piece. Just look at it.
so Twitter has something in there that I like, and I kind of wish Discord would do it as well. Because you're not only getting messages from these scammers in Discord, you get them on Twitter too, who are
Right.
claiming to be this project support team. And one good thing to keep an eye out for is take a look at the start date. I remember it was Vapor. I said something about Vapor, or I replied to something on Vapor. I got a message from the Vapor support team that had 24 followers and started in 1993 or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, but they had the Vapor link in there. They had the actual picture. So without actually looking at details, I could see how some people some newer people may think that, yeah, this is support. Maybe they could help me out. And then they're probably going to ask for your seed phrase. Nobody's ever going to need your seed phrase, ever.
Ever.
Oh, and actually, this actually does make me think about one more thing, safety wise. I actually got a lot about safety I could talk about, but I am doing a giveaway of a ledger for people who don't have a hard wallet. It's very highly recommended to get a hard wallet, but there is a caveat. You have to be in the US, I believe, because I am actually going to be taking some of my rewards profit. I'm going to cash it out. I'm going to order it from Amazon and put either your address or hopefully a Amazon locker close to you so you don't have to supply me your address. For
Right.
anybody who is doing giveaways with wallets, there are machines that can make it look like it's factory sealed. So you don't want to ever have someone who had your ledger prior, because they may have the seed phrase for that device.
Yep.
So always be cautious with those giveaways. That's why I am doing mine through Amazon like that. I will never touch it, and everything will be recorded. But like some of my key safety things, using a hard wallet, it's a big thing. And if and another one that, of course, a hard wallet is a commonly known one. I have a video on it. 18,000 other people have videos on it. It's very, very common to know, okay, you should use a hard wallet, especially at this point, because remember, like years ago, they were saying, oh, as long as you keep it in a paper wallet, just write down your stuff on paper. Which
Yeah.
don't know if that's really a great idea. Don't know if even that's even a logical thing anymore. I really don't see much about that, but
Well,
hard
definitely write your seed phrase down.
oh no,
That's something you should write.
do you know what I'm talking about with the hard wallets?
Yeah. No, I know
Or I
what you're
mean,
talking about.
sorry,
Yeah.
the paper wallets
I believe so. I believe I know what
where
you're talking about.
you would actually have your to and from address written down, which is weird because apparently you had two different addresses. I don't know.
Okay. It must
This
have been
is
early
yeah,
times.
this was years ago. I never
But
really understood it too much,
right.
but I was just barely dabbling with crypto at the time too. But I think one thing that I personally do that I would like to see other people do, and I don't see talked about that much, honestly, is something called I call it a vault wallet. Um, so with my ledger, I think I'm at like 9 or 10 wallets right now, a bunch for my community program, 1 to 4 donations to a wolf sanctuary I'm going to start doing, my personal one, and but the one I want to talk about, which is called, I labeled it as Vault. And this wallet, the only transactions this wallet ever makes is to and from the other wallets in my ledger.
Okay.
So if I wanted to buy some AVAX or AVOX or however it's supposed to be pronounced, so apparently
Right.
Americans pronounce AVAX wrong, from what I heard somewhere. Uh,
Right.
but
No, that is, yeah.
but if I want to get some of this, however I pronounce it, popular coin, um, I would take it from my vault, send it to my personal wallet, then do the transaction. If I get money into my personal wallet, I will move it. If I am not going to spend it within half an hour, I will move it over to my vault. Yes, it does cost gas, but gas isn't that much if you're not dealing with Ethereum, and it's worth it on the off chance somebody siphons your address. For example, from I was not an I didn't think this was a possibility, but from what I was told in the Rainship group, even though I have a hard wallet, the DAI itself what could still be siphoned out, even though you have a hard wallet. I'm not sure how, because you need to actually approve the transaction on the device for any transaction to go out, but I did see an article, I didn't really read it, about air-gapped wallets can be hacked as well.
Okay.
So having a separate wallet that is never sent to any other wallet other than one I own, that
Yeah.
way, and then if I get it in there, that way if they try to attack the wallet that I interacted with a contract exploit, it's going to be empty and they're not going to get anything.
Right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. To definitely do something like that, because that, like you said, that protects you wholeheartedly. That protects you all the way around from things that you don't even know, like you didn't know, like what happened with Brainchip. You could still have a hard wallet, and somehow, like you said, I don't understand it either. Like, because I know the hard wallets, you have to make the like you said, acknowledge the transaction on the hard wallet itself, but
They can be
to
annoying because they go to sleep and you try to run the transaction, it'll be blocked because you need to re-enter your PIN.
yeah,
Should
but
have set my PIN to like
but
two numbers.
that keeps you safe though. That
It does.
it keeps you. That's like a double. The 2FA. It's almost like that. The the 2FA authorization that everybody's going to nowadays, to where, oh, I type in my password. Oh, no, we need you to type in this code because we don't truly believe that you need your which is true. People get hacked, their passwords get hacked all the time, and so everybody's trying to go to that. Even with hard wallets, I think eventually they'll probably get to that too, even though you already have a PIN for them most of the time. Anyways, I feel though at some point in time the 2FA authorization, codes and stuff like that will happen as well.
I'm just
Just
wondering
because
how long it'll take before there's a 10FA.
who knows? Hopefully, like not in our lifetime.
Oh, this actually reminds me of something not crypto I read about years ago, or not years ago, maybe like a year and a half, 2 years ago. Not crypto related, but just kind of a funny story, and how you always have to be as secure as you can and make sure you stay up on it.
Mhm.
There was this USB drive. It wasn't that big. I want to say it was maybe 16 gigabytes at most,
Yep.
selling for like over $100.
Because it must have been when it first came out.
No, this
No.
was like a year and a half ago or so.
Okay.
The reason the price was so high is because it was the most secured USB drive in the world. It had an
Okay.
iris scan on it,
Really?
but there was something in the development in case something's messed up with the iris scan. You did have a way to override that after 3 failed attempts with a password. Within an hour of it getting released, 3 different researchers found out that this password is sent across the traffic, not encrypted.
Well,
So
I feel
anybody
it's
who saw this traffic knew your password and just had to fail the iris scan 3 times and they're in.
yeah. That to me is an unaudited, like rushed. Okay, so they're always going to use the iris scan, and it's not going to. We'll never get to that 3 failed attempts. Their eye's not going to be blurry or red or swollen this, so they can't do it. So we'll just write the code. Don't worry about encrypting it, and we won't audit it and push it along. Like that happens so many times now. Like so much code doesn't get audited anymore, and just gets pushed out there. And it's amazing.
Well, I mean,
It's amazing to me that people get so like, oh my gosh, I can't believe somebody hacked our code. And I go, well, you didn't check it. You didn't make sure it was good. Come on, people.
I think a lot of it, especially with the newer projects, is they're trying to get in while the cache is still there. This is a perfect example of why maybe start a Discord, but have a white paper, but don't put a target date out there yet. Don't try to rush it because everyone in the Discord wants it. Maybe tease it on Twitter and don't do a Discord yet. I
Right.
mean, there's definitely a fine line onto building up a community because it definitely takes time to build up a community. But also, you don't want to have the community sitting around forever. But at the same point, don't want to rush it. And if you rush it and then decide to change some things after you promise something, what was it? Was it pirate nodes that we're talking about in the Discord that push it back like 3 times?
I know they pushed it back twice. Yeah, it might have been a third time. There might have been like the second time I didn't know about, but they definitely did push their token launch a couple of times.
So that's gonna like not make your community very happy, and it's gonna make you look suspicious. Don't announce something that's gonna come out. Don't even put an announcement date until the audit. Maybe announce a date of the audit, but don't do an announcement date for the coin if the audit's not complete.
Yeah, absolutely. Like there shouldn't even be talks about launching if you haven't had your stuff audited yet. Or
Yeah.
in my that's my opinion. You shouldn't even be thinking launch. Period. Until you get majority. I can't. I say that you should wait till it's perfect, but you can't always wait till it's perfect. You should at least wait until the major security issues have been taken care of after getting audited and figuring those out. Now, minor ones that aren't going to necessarily affect, the stuff that may get affected. Then, yeah, things that devs can fix, while the project's launched and running. The major issues that exploits or hacks, those are the ones that definitely should be audited and taken care of immediately. And this of course is always my opinion. But people are never always going to launch a project at 100% perfect security. That's just never going to happen because there's new securities out there that you don't know about yet that will happen, and everything's always evolving. That's why IT the blue and red teams or the blue teams at an all-time high for hiring because there's so many threats out there nowadays.
Really? I work in blue team. Maybe I should see if I go somewhere and get higher pay. No, I like the place I'm at though.
Yeah, the guys that I followed to talk about being in that world of the hacker world, the blue team, the purple team, the red teams. I mean, there's so many hats that everybody wears now, and everybody wants to be a red hat for some reason.
I personally rather be blue. I like being blue. When I first started it, I actually wanted to go red because I wanted to dress up in black and climb a barbed wire fence and break into a building and not get arrested for it because I have a certain piece of paper.
Right.
But I don't know. I kind of like being on the defensive protection side.
Well, yeah, you get to stop the actual people, that are doing bad. That to me is great. Like if I ever got into that stuff, I would try to shoot for purple to where a mixture of the combination. Not only am I protecting assets or protecting whatever is necessary to be protected, but also I'm hacking the system I'm protecting to see the vulnerabilities myself. So then we can find a better way to fix them or figure out how to keep those people out through those vulnerabilities. I love the hacker world. I just have a hard time trying to get into it. But I also want to get into everything. But that's just me.
There's a website I had when I was first starting. I can't remember what it was called. But there was actually a few of them. Hack This Site is one of them. But that's definitely more red team focused. I can't remember the other ones that had like little games that you could play to up your skills. If I remember them, I'll let you know.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I probably heard him like this before I dove into crypto and mining and all that kind of stuff. Like that's what I was looking at. That's what I was like going towards is IT, and then all of a sudden I found out about bug bounties, and I was like, oh, hello, oh, you got to learn a whole lot of stuff. Let me back away from that real quick.
I could get $1.5 million, which was a legitimate number, by the way, if I
Oh
could
yeah,
hack the new Google phone.
yeah. Oh yeah, and
I
stuff
wonder
like
if they
that.
ever found if someone ever got that 1.5.
I don't know. I know Apple paid out the big chunk for because somebody hacked I was able to hack the iPad. I don't know about the phones, but the iPad cameras, they were able to hack the iPad cameras. So I think somebody got a pretty good chunk, several hundred thousands for that. Like
Yeah.
it's lucrative if you can find those little huge vulnerabilities.
Yeah.
But there's one thing, some news that I found out recently, and this is in the crypto space. If any of you that are listening was ever a part of Unicorn,
yes, I wanted to bring that up and completely forgot to find a good segue.
Yeah. Unicorn has their Discord never shut down completely. They
Locked it.
They kind of locked it, so you couldn't really do anything. And now they've fully unlocked it. They've redone channels. They threw a huge announcement in there today, basically talking future, talking updates. They've redone the Discord channels, like I said, the cleanup and good. They are talking a true 100% full refund. Let's see here. A refund pool, once all funds are collected, investors will be refunded 100% of their money. This includes node and token holders / buyers, as well as airdropped NFT purchasers will get subtracted the 1K we refunded from the total refund, with the choice of either getting the NFT airdropped under subtraction or getting the full refund equals no NFT. But they're also, I know that a lot of people, think that it was a true like project rug and not just a dev rug. They will be reopening the Twitter, update and release extensive detail investment list of their financial advisors. They recreate some of the aspects of the project and have financial analysts overlook the entire thing. Contract professional yield farmer pre-launch to handle the treasury. They what do they talk about? 25 to 50% of the treasury will be given to trading bot. Yeah, that was the thing. They're doing a trading bot that's been up and running for 3 years and running with incredible active profits. Looking at new ways to integrate the bot into our platform. Staking kind of wise, rest goes to yield, farmer to manage. They're doing a complete security analysis with all new ingredients added to the code, looking to further security measures depending on what our security analyst says. Launch code and get an audit with new audited code already deployed. Marketing, and then so they're talking about a relaunch as well. Plan on doxing. This is the main person that goes by Gazelle in the Discord. Dox myself and any of the main team members involved. So the whole team. Start IRL investments. Start running the bot yield farmer after. This is all after launch.
IRL, are they talking about in real life for those who don't know?
Yeah, I suppose it just says IRL. Yeah, I'm guessing in real life investments. Yeah, I would think that's what it'd be. Make sure we have a professional for every sector of the project: marketing, Discord, security, dev, front end dev, web designer, yield farm. So it looks to me like they are trying to make a 100% comeback, 100% reboot, and what they're saying. Everything on paper always looks good. They also plan to register an LLC in Malta prior to launch as well, to manifest physical funds for our company into real life investments. So they're looking to do an NFT collection. And once again, they talk about everybody is getting, whoever bought and held or will be getting 100% refund. So the interesting thing will be, that they have currently hired, we have currently hired security analysts, financial analysts, IRL lawyers, brokers to help with our company setup, graphic designer in charge of the NFTs as well, and then social managers. Resume for each of these will be a resume for each of the resumes for each of these will be updated under a new channel we will create called our staff. So they will actually have resumes of the staff they're hiring and a channel in the Discord. So to me, in my opinion, it looks like they, jumped the gun on the original project, and thought that they could fly by the seat of their pants and be okay with it. Yeah, do I believe that the possible just a dev rug? Yes, I believe that, but I also believe that maybe there were some other people involved, maybe not necessarily the main people, but maybe more than one dev, maybe a couple of devs were involved, or maybe somebody on the back end and a dev. But it seems to me that they're doing all the right things this time. If this is all going to come to fruition, and this isn't just smoke being thrown at everybody.
Yeah, that just reminded me that the Pentagon is also doing a refunds for what they had. It's been a while since I put in, and I really didn't put in much, so I'll try it, but I gotta look over exactly what it is. It is all posted in their Discord as well. They do have a channel for refund addresses. They were planning initially on giving you the option to go into their new project Flora, which they decided they're not going to actually have Flora anymore. So they're just going to refund everybody. I don't think it's 100% though, if I remember right. I'm trying to find in their Discord and their announcements.
I couldn't say about Pentagon. I don't know.
But it looks like they, hang on. I honestly, I probably should have read up on this because we're running out of time, and there's actually quite a few announcements that they have regarding this. So if you have Pentagon, definitely check out their Discord, their announcements. Maybe I'll put something up on Twitter on it tonight, a little more information on it since we're running out of time. But yeah, if you have or had Pentagon, check their Discord because they are working on some sort of refund, and there's no longer a second project called Flora they're going to be doing. So if I don't know, I don't think it's really anything else I really want to talk about other than what was I going to say? Next week, I do want to dive into a little bit more about the NFTs being looked into as a security. Because I mean, it affected Rainship. I'm sure it's going to affect a lot of other projects, and I'm very interested to see what exactly that is in reference to, and if that's going to kill a lot of other projects that may not have been notified about this yet. From my understanding, someone let Nick know about it, and so that's why he decided to do it before he got caught with it.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely something that's very interesting towards the NFT space, for sure.
Okay, so I mean, I guess with that, unless you have anything else, we're rounding off the hour, I think. I don't have a timer set. Anything else you want to say?
The only other project, or not, well, yeah, it's a project that I will throw out there that is also kind of on the rebound, something to keep your eye on to see. I don't know if any of y'all out there that are listening or watching, if y'all know who the Mod Society is, but they are in and out of the crypto space. They're pretty much in almost every Discord out there, I'm pretty sure. And they took it upon themselves to take star nodes and MFR nodes, and they were going to basically build them back up from neither one really rugged. They just were going to slowly die out. And the Mod Society decided they were going to take it under their branch. And so they've done that, but they're merging the two under the project name, The Alliance. And they just launched the Discord yesterday. And so it'll be interesting to see what comes to light for that. If you're interested, definitely just check out The Alliance. I'm sure they'll have a Twitter account as well. And it's just The Alliance. So I'm sure it's a gold triangle symbol. If you see that, that's just something to take a look at. Mod Society guys and girls, if they're part of the team, they're good people. They have helped out a lot of people from getting scammed. They can't help everybody, but they do their best to try to jump in. And if it's something that that's what they try to do. They just try to be the regulators in the node space, basically, or DeFi space.
I guess with that said, please make sure everybody to at least look into the Compass and the Wolf Pup store so we can get the money back for the Rainship people.
Yes, absolutely.
Right now, as I look, it's only 3 compasses that were sold, or 2 compasses that were sold. So yeah, let's all take care of each other.
Absolutely.
But I guess we'll discuss this NFT security thing next week then.
Sounds good to me.
And so have a good day, everybody.
Yep.
Night.